How much love can you keep giving to someone who keeps hurting you? Should you still love someone who causes you pain, even if it's your husband, your child? Where is the line between love and self-destruction? How far can love go before it turns into a wound?
This is a powerful question. Let's explore it step by step. Love and harm are not the same level. Loving someone and allowing them to hurt you are not the same thing. True love never destroys. It nourishes. It strengthens. If someone is causing you pain, physical, emotional, or psychological, that's no longer love. That's attachment, guilt, habit, or the illusion of duty. Husband, child, son. These are roles, not excuses when it's your husband. The question becomes one of boundaries between two adults. When it's your child or your son, the parental instinct to give unconditionally takes over. But even here, unconditional does not mean allowing yourself to be broken. The boundaries of love, you can still love someone deeply and not allow them to destroy you. That's what mature love looks like. It separates the soul of the person from the harm of their actions. You can say, "I wish you peace and healing, but I will not let you hurt me anymore." The danger of endless giving if you keep giving love even when you're being hurt. You don't just lose energy, you start losing yourself. You become empty, disconnected, burned out, and that's no longer love. It's sacrifice without meaning, and it helps no one. A simple truth to remember: yes, you can always love, because love is your inner light. But how close you allow someone to come must always depend on whether that closeness nourishes you or slowly destroys you. Self-respect and self-care must be equal to or greater than your love for others. Otherwise, your love will run dry.
Many spiritual traditions, and most religions, teach us to love unconditionally. And in recent years, this idea has become more and more popular, that souls come here to learn how to love. To love not selectively, not transactionally, but purely, absolutely. But what does unconditional love really mean?
You've touched on the very essence of what mystics, philosophers, and spiritual traditions have debated for centuries. Let's open it up, layer by layer. What does unconditional love really mean? It's not about allowing everything. It's a state of the heart, where you see through someone's fear, pain, and distortions, and still recognize their soul, their light, their essence. It's an inner yes to existence, even when someone's behavior is harmful. A common misunderstanding, so people confuse unconditional love with relationships without boundaries, but true unconditional love can say, "I love you, but I'm leaving. I love you, but I won't let you hurt me." This is not the absence of love. It is its most mature form. Levels of love. On the human level, love is mixed with desire, fear, pain, and expectation. Here, we learn to set boundaries and speak our truth. On the soul level, love flows between souls because each recognizes itself in the other. On the divine level, love has no opposite. It's like sunlight. It shines on the saint and the murderer alike. But a human being in a body cannot sustain that frequency all the time, or else they would dissolve back into the absolute. What religions truly teach, when Jesus said, "Love your enemies," he didn't mean stay close to those who abuse you. He spoke of the heart, to not become a source of hatred, but to preserve the inner light. Buddha said, "Love all sentient beings," but he himself lived apart from the noise of the world, honoring sacred distance. Sufi mystics teach, to love is to see God, even in those who have forgotten him. The soul and the lesson of love, yes. Our souls come here to learn love. But love appears in many forms, sometimes through gentle acceptance, sometimes through sacred distance, sometimes through hard truth, and sometimes no is the most loving thing you can say because it prevents further harm. A closing reflection. Unconditional love is a state of being, not a behavioral script. You can love anyone deeply, in your heart, even if, in the physical world, you need to end the relationship or build a clear boundary. True love doesn't always stay, but it never stops seeing the soul.
I understand that most people who will watch this video will come with a religious background, with a certain worldview shaped by religion. Let's explain something important. There is no real need for religions, because in the end everything comes from the same source. And all religions at their core speak about the same thing: true light, love, harmony, happiness, and abundance. Even destruction is still part of the great source, or what some call God or the absolute. Joint religions, governments, languages, national identities, they were created to divide and control people. This was done from the darker side of consciousness, but from the side of light, this diversity is simply creative expression. Different forms, different paths, but all part of one truth.
Before you begin listening, I want to say something important. Maybe you come from a Christian background, or perhaps you feel closer to Islam or Judaism, or maybe Buddhism, Hinduism, ancestral practices, or shamanism. We all grew up within different religions, cultures, and traditions. But if you put aside the names, the books, the rituals, the dogmas, you will hear the same call within each of them. Remember where you came from. Return to the light. Awaken. Become love. All teachings at their core speak of the same thing. God, the Absolute, the Tao, the light, is the source of everything. Inside each of us lives a spark of that source. Everything happening in this world, even darkness, even pain, is part of the great game where the soul searches for itself. Now let's speak honestly. Religions, governments, languages, nations, they were not originally given to divide us, but the dark side used them for exactly that. And instead of light came control. Instead of truth, fear. People began to argue over who believes more correctly, forgetting that everyone is looking at the same sun, just from different sides of the mountain. But from the perspective of light, it's different. For the light, all of this is diversity. Like the colors of a rainbow, like instruments in an orchestra. Religions are simply languages through which the source speaks to different peoples, different generations, different souls. But now the time has come for inner knowing, where you can connect with the source directly. Without intermediaries, without fear, without other people's rules, the light lives in you. You do not belong to anyone. You are an expression of God, of the Absolute, of life itself. So this video is not about religion. It is about what lies beyond religion. It is about the light, the soul, awakening, and returning to oneness, not through words, but through feeling.
Can we say that what is happening on Earth right now, and what has been created here, is mostly designed to separate human consciousness from its inner self, from the soul? Was it done through religion, governments, work, the internet, even videos? Or is it actually a form of development, a kind of game for souls? Because if we look at it from one side, it seems like the evolution of humanity, technology, progress, growth, but at the same time, we also see degradation, wars, disease, suffering, and deep disconnection. So what is it really?
The question you're asking is not just philosophy. It's the central paradox of human existence. Is this evolution? Or is it collapse? Is it a trap? Or a training ground for the soul? Is it separating us from the soul? Or helping it grow deeper? Let's not answer with the mind alone. Let's explore it on 4 levels. From above, from within, from the outside, and from the present moment. 1. From above, the view of the soul or the source. If you look through the eyes of the Absolute, the one source, then everything happening here is not a mistake, but experience. Souls come here to feel density, forgetfulness, and separation, because only in separation is freedom born. And with it, the conscious choice to return to the light. Yes, it's painful. Yes, it often feels meaningless. But it is precisely here that the soul is refined, like a diamond under pressure. 2. From within, the view of the embodied human. When you're in a body, in the mind, in society, it's easy to feel like everything is designed to cut you off from your inner self. Religion often places a middleman between you and God. Governments turn you into a small cog in the machine. Work drains your life energy. The internet distracts you. Videos replace your inner vision with external images. And that's true. This is a matrix of distraction, a kind of test. Can you remember who you are even here? It's not necessarily a conspiracy, but it is a filter. Those who begin to awaken begin to see. 3. From the outside, the view of a historian or observer. The history of humanity is a double helix, a spiral with two threads. One thread is growth, technology, science, human rights, freedom, education, possibility. The other is darkness, war, slavery, ideologies, exploitation, disconnection from nature. Evolution and degradation are happening at the same time, like two polarities. The real question is, which direction are you personally moving in? Because humanity doesn't walk one single path. 4. From the present moment. What to do with all this? Right now, it's important not to get stuck in one single narrative. If you believe, this is only collapse, you fall into despair and lose your power. If you believe, this is just a fun soul game, you lose your depth and compassion. The truth lies in integration. Yes, there are artificial systems here that disconnect the soul, but it is within those very systems that you can awaken. It is inside the pain that the most honest question is born. Who am I?